Hello everyone, this is Dr. Madhuri, Team MDS Conquer. Now we'll know about the few basics on hemodynamics, hyperemia and congestion. So what is hemodynamics means the principles of blood flow are called as a hemodynamics. And here you can see in the picture normally for a good circulatory function the uninterrupted flow should be present, that is flow from the blood from the left ventricle should be present towards the capillaries, whereas blood from the systemic capillary network should return into the right ventricle. So all this should be without uninterruption in a normal circulatory system. But you see, because of any derangement of this blood flow or any hemodynamic disturbances, few pathogenesis is created. So the disturbances in volume of the circulating blood will be of your hyperemia, congestion, hemorrhage and shock. So shock is a disturbance in the volume of circulating blood, whereas circulatory disturbances in obstructive nature includes thrombosis, embolism, ischemia and infarction. This classification is very important. Coming to the hyperemia and congestion, actually these terms are used for the localized increase in the volume of blood. Okay, and increased volume of blood from arterial and arterioral dilatation is called as a hyperemia or a active hyperemia. So in this there will be increased inflow of blood, whereas impaired venous drainage, that is diminished outflow, is called as a venous congestion or a passive hyperemia. So these are the terms which explains hyperemia and the congestion. So active hyperemia includes the dilatation of the arteries, arterioles and capillaries, and the affected tissue or organ is pink or red in appearance. These are the following are the examples like inflammation, blushing, menopausal flush, muscular exercise, high grade fever, goiter, and arteriovenous malformations. These are the examples of the active hyperemia. If you take the passive hyperemia or venous congestion, these are of dilatation of the veins and capillaries are seen. And there are two types of venous congestions, that is localized and the systemic. Localized result from the obstruction to the venous outflow of a organ or a part. Example, portal venous obstruction in the cirrhosis. Okay. Whereas systemic, this is because of the engorgement of the veins, like left-sided and right-sided heart failure. So this is very important. Left-sided and right-sided heart failure is because of the systemic venous congestion. In this picture, you can see this is the normal arterial inflow, whereas increased arterial inflow in the hyperemia, increased arterial inflow is seen, and normal or increased venous outflow is seen. Whereas in normal arterial inflow is seen in the passive congestion, but there is a decreased venous outflow. So this is the difference between the normal hyperemia and passive congestions. Then here these are the consequences of the heart failures, like right-sided heart. This is very important. This left-sided heart failure causes pulmonary congestion. They can ask like the left-sided heart failure can result in the pulmonary congestion, whereas the right-sided heart failure, that is pressure is transmitted upstream of right heart, will cause systemic venous congestion, like venous congestion of liver, spleen, kidney and leg vein. But here the left-sided failure causes chronic venous congestion of the lungs. And this is a picture showing the venous congestion of heart. You can see this intra-areolar RBCs here, lungs, venous congestion of the lungs. Okay, this is the venous congestion of the lungs. You can see the intra-areolar RBC, and here you can see the thickened alveolar septa. Then this is the liver. You can see this is called as a nutmeg liver in the congestion. This is a nutmeg liver, specimen of a nutmeg liver, that is congestion. And here this is, you can see this thing in the liver, that is central hemorrhagic necrosis. and the fatty changes. And this is the spleen. You can see the congested sinusoids and the thickened capsule and the Gamma Gandhi body. So this is very important, which is seen in the congestion of the spleen. So those are the basics regarding hemodynamics, hyperemia and condition which are important. Okay, stay positive. Thank you for listening. Happy learning with MDS Conquer.